Hi, this is Christy Eck reporting back on the project that I was working on, which was editing an entire academic journal for BYU. And we have finished it, and the journal editor was so pleased with our help that he brought us a canister of taffy, so you could say that it went well. During the project, I was still gaining experience in editing, so at times I went too slowly, and at times I corrected more than I found out an editor really should, given that these were academics who, we assume know what they're talking about, so we are supposed to go very light on the editing in those cases. So we were able to eventually correct the problems that I had over-edited, and we were able to get it done in good time anyway, even though another one of my tendencies is to get bogged down and to, again, over-edit, to take too long. So I learned more editing specifics, and I also learned to deal with authors, even when they're difficult. That's mostly from watching my supervisor. She dealt with them more directly, and I learned, obviously, what to respect about their style and what's okay to change. So at the beginning of the project, something that really helped me throughout was to set a pace for myself, since I do tend to get bogged down. And it was a pace that would help me get each article done in a day or so, depending on the length. And some of the problems that occurred during the project did happen from my being unclear on my boss's expectations for how I would edit. Some of the things I mentioned before, how much is okay. But we resolved it eventually, so I think that I could have learned better at the beginning and communicated better throughout. The pace I set for myself was a little bit thrown off by a particularly problematic paper. I had to spend a lot of time actually checking for plagiarism, and I got bogged down in the errors because there were a lot of them in this paper. But even with this more problematic paper that caused a lot of headaches for everyone, we got the project done in good time, and we're done with our portion, and the editor can publish it whenever everything else gets done that's necessary to publish the journal. And through this project, I learned that I need to focus on time management and how thorough I can be in a project to get it done in the optimal amount of time. And in the future, I think that I will not edit beyond the scope that and I'll agree on that scope with the author or with my supervisor beforehand. And a measurable way to do that is to find out if it's substantive editing or copy editing. Those are common editing phrases. And that is how I'll be able to get the optimum work done in the optimal amount of time.